Okay, let's just start here. What is our target? What's the best target we can go for, right? Monkey, not really. Sojourn Kiriko, maybe. Mercy, no. Okay, what about this Cass up here, right? These three, so Cass, Sojourn, Kiriko, are all good targets. But Cass is the best target. And here's why. This Cassidy, if he's allowed to play up here, he will kill your team. Your team is absolutely dead if he plays up here. Because this high ground is very, very impactful. Now, if you were to slam up here and push him off, and he's now forced to drop, now he's forced to play here, right? Or take an angle here, which is a lot worse, right? It's a lot worse of an angle than this one. He has a lot more sight lines, he can shoot a lot more. And so if we don't get this cast off, your team dies. So let's see what happens. So we go after Kiriko, which is not a bad target, but it's not the best. And let's watch the kill feed. See what just happens? This cast, because he's allowed to play up here, kills Lifeweaver. And that cannot happen. What's going on, guys? Coach Aaron here, and today we are coaching a Diamond Doomfist player. I actually coached him a while back. He was one of the first few people I coached. He since then has ranked up, so let's make sure to congratulate him in the comments. But he said that he's been struggling to keep up in Diamond, and he's been on a loss streak, and he is just kind of fed up, and he really, really needs help. I'm not the best tank player. I myself am a Diamond tank player, but I figured I'd give it a tackle and a shot, so let's just jump right into it, and hopefully we can help him climb more. The first thing that we want to be considering as Doomfist is who is going to be our primary targets on the enemy team comp, right? So when we first roll out, we're going to be kind of wanting to scout. We're going to want to kind of look at the team comp. If we can, press tab as soon as it's available. But for us, we can see right now, so who is our primary targets on the enemy team? Well, first of all is Sojourn. Sojourn is a pretty easy kill. Kiriko can be an easy kill. Obviously, she can TP away. But if we see them use TP, it might be a good idea to go punish that, right? Mercy, not so much, depending on the situation, just because she can easily get away or stay in the air. Tracer, not so much, right? Same thing. Kind of can just run away from you. She can recall, blah, blah, blah. And then Monkey is a good target, depending on the situation. It's really situational. If he's playing very aggressively, then it's easy to punish him, because if he's jumping so aggressively where he's way away from his team, then we can kind of displace him out of his bubble and get an easy kill, right? So it just depends, but typically not. Typically, the way that you want to play against a dive tank as a dive tank is as soon as you see the Monkey go in, as soon as you see them jump your backline, you yourself need to be jumping their backline, right? Or just zoning their backline in general. We don't want them to take the space that the Monkey is trying to take, right? So the Monkey jumps in, the rest of the team is going to try and follow up. We want to stop that. Also, this is the second time I've tried recording this. I recorded it at first, but I didn't feel like I gave him enough information, so I looked over the game several times. So I think that I'm kind of starting to come to a conclusion on what we can work on, so let's just jump right into it. All right, first thing, yeah, we look back, we see where our supports are, right? We don't want to be jumping out of support LOS. And we force recall. I don't mind this slam. Just forcing recall, it's fine. Kind of fishing for our block, we don't get it. All right, so we see Monkey go in, but we ourselves go back. What we want to do right now is we want to turn and we want to look for squishies, right? Now, we can go for Monkey, but Monkey's in a position where he can still be helped. Plus, they have a Kiriko that can just TP anytime. So we want to be kind of zoning the backline. So let's see what we do. All right, so we're focusing Monkey, focusing Monkey. All right, so now we see a better target, which is good. I'm glad that we picked this target, but I think the damage is too done. Right, or the damage is already done, right? So if we look back at what happened, and this is why I really wanted to give this a good review, a good look at. As soon as we go back, let's take this angle. Watch the Tracer and watch the Sojourn. Right? See how Tracer is allowed to play here? See how Kiriko is allowed to play here? See how Sojourn is allowed to play here? See, this like middle kind of building is our line. This is where we want to play. We want to play here. We want our team to have this high ground. We want to play here. We want to play here. This like big line. Imagine there's a big line here, right? This is our space. Everything to the right side. But as soon as we jump back and stop this monkey, we're allowing the team to rotate through and take positions that are dangerous for us. So instead of going back on the monkey, what we should be doing is as soon as we see monkey dive in, we should be saying, okay, who do I need to stop from going forward, right? Because if you stop them from taking positions that they're taking now, this monkey easily dies, right? This monkey has no support. So we stop this Tracer, we stop this Sojourn, right? We try to stop the Kiriko. But realistically, the Tracer and the Sojourn are the bigger problem. So we should be diving them, right? But instead, we go back to Monkey, and now the damage is a little bit, it's kind of too late. Now the enemy team has better positioning than we do, and this team fight just kind of snowballs. Like, look, even we get a good pick, which is really good. I'm glad that we stopped the Sojourn from playing here. Sojourn, she wants to move forward. She wants to take this high ground, right? And you said no. The problem is, right? Kiriko, Monkey already have they already took their positioning, right? They're in position. They're diving your backlines. It's just too late. Our Ana's out. So is our Life Weaver. We have no heals. We almost get the kill on Kiriko, which may have been able to flip the fight. Funny thing is, you guys end up winning this, but yeah, like it's over now, right? It's over. So we just get out. So it's good that we got out. I'm glad that we did. Your Junkrat trades with the Tracer. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Oh, I don't think it's this fight that we win. So yeah, it's like I don't mind these little engages because we're not engaging too hard. We're just kind of waiting for our team. But we do need to be really aware. For example, our Junkrat and our Reaper is still not with us, so we got to be careful if we're going in. Right now, this is now a hard commit. We need to be careful. Do we have ult? Yes, of course. Right. So yes, you can commit hard because you have ult, but ideally you want to wait for your team to get back. Right now, you're not with your team fully, and we're going in, right? And it's good that we get out. Like, it wasn't a super hard commit, which is good, but we could have gotten so much more value with our ultimate if we had just waited for our team. So imagine that we waited for our team, then we dived, then we did as much as we possibly can, used all our cooldowns, punch, slam, try to kill a squishy, blah, blah, blah. Then we ult, and then we continue to go in. We can continue to press, we can continue to press on. But the problem is, we now have used ult and several of our cooldowns before our team is even with us. Nobody dies, right? So we just used a bunch of cooldowns and nobody died for it. And that's because our team was not with us and we had no follow-up. So now our team is in, right? If we look back, look, our team's in. This is good. Now we have follow-up. It's realistically, right? It's realistic that we actually get a kill. That punch should hit. That's just mechanics. That just needs to hit. You're in diamond. Now we have our power punch. Now we have power punch, right? Now we need to go for an assassin, or an assassination. Is that the word I'm looking for? Now we can try and assassinate someone. That's what I'm trying to say. What do we do with it? Punch monkey, right? We don't get any value with that. We don't get any value. And we see Tracer. No, this is good. This is good because Tracer is really aggressive compared to the rest of our team, right? And so Tracer dies here. If we watch. That's really good. That's good target priority, right? Target priority is not just shoot the squishies, right? Now, that's important, but it's more than that. It's also who's playing the most aggressively on the team and how can we punish them, right? Tracer's aggressive. Her team was back there. She's in there. She dies. It's really good.
Protect yourself next time.
Yeah. Little bit of BM, but that's fine. Now, we shouldn't be going after monkey, right? Should not be going after monkey. It's good that we switch, but look what happens. Look at the kill feed. Look at what Kiriko does. Now let's imagine after we get done BMing, Instead, we go this way, and we punch, and we get a kill, right? Kiriko no longer gets that pick. Now, unfortunately, they res Tracer. That's a whole different situation. But the problem in the first place was that we focused Monkey when we shouldn't have, right? Monkey's not isolated. Monkey has support, right? Monkey has support, but guess who is isolated? These two right here. These guys are killable. These guys are not, right? But even more than that, just go after squishies. Most of the time, that's the answer. Most of the time. It's a good punch. And because there's follow-up with your team, you actually get a kill. Right? Again, a little more BM. Okay, so now Anna's down. Right? Let's look. You can see these things in the kill feed. Anna's down. Our Life Weaver's... You can't see Life Weaver's not with us, but Life Weaver died early. It's just you and it's just Junkrat, right? You have 186 HP. You should be thinking, how can I get out? And what do? We slam in even more, right? We're just go, go, go. The problem is we don't have the resources to go, go, go. Okay? If we had a little bit of more health, I'd say, yeah, we can go in. That's fine. But we don't. And we die here. Let's talk about it even more. After we do our teabagging, you can see Sojourn. So who's the target? Who's the target here? Who should we be diving? Who's playing more aggressive? Sojourn or Monkey? And even simpler than that, who's the better target? Sojourn or Monkey? Right? Definitely Sojourn. Imagine we turn, we kill Sojourn. Right? Sojourn was very killable. Let's watch it from the Sojourn's perspective. Look what Sojourn. Sojourn is just free to roam here, right? She goes around. Watch this. Now, you see her. I know you do because you're teabagging, right? You see her. Watch what she does. She's just free reign shooting on you. But if we had just gone after her, this may have been a one fight. Now, unfortunately, let's watch it from... Let's watch what happens, because you guys actually win this hilariously. Yeah, you shouldn't have won that, but that's fine. Okay. So, first team fight, we focused Monkey a little bit too much, right? A little bit too focused on Monkey. We probably should have zoned the backline. This team fight. Right? Kind of focusing Monkey still. And on top of that, we're going in when our team is not with us. Yeah, because we do engage when we have ult, but we should be waiting, right? So already to start, we have we want to make sure we're diving the right targets. In the matchup against Monkey, we want to make sure that we're zoning the backline. Okay, zone the backline, zone the backline. We're gonna see it again. And then also timing. We need to make sure our team is with us. We wasted ult. We wasted a bunch of cooldowns on when our team wasn't even with us. And because of it, we actually almost lose. But luckily for you, your Junkrat gets a massive tire and wins the team fight. So let's just keep going. Okay, we're targeting Monkey, right? Right? Now, Monkey, I mean, if you watch, like, he almost dies there. So, like, there's an argument, it's okay. But as soon as we see him primal, we should be thinking, who else can I go on? Right? Who else can I go on? Who else can I go on? We punch Monkey again, which is not optimal. This is a good play, right? Because you're not going to kill a primal Monkey. And what you should be doing when Monkey goes in, which he is zoning the backline. So now you're saying, no, you're not going to support your Monkey. You're not going to help him. And look what happens. You get a kill. Right? That punch should hit. Just mechanics. But it should hit. You should be hitting those. If you're not hitting your cooldowns, you're not doing anything with Doomfist, right? That should hit. right? I know I'm being a little bit harsher, but you're at the rank now that the amount of mistakes that you're allowed is not much, right? You need to be hitting these things. You need to be hitting these cooldowns. We go after Kiriko. That's good. We get the kill, right? Now, is Monkey an okay target? Yeah. Right? I mean, you're not going to get the Mercy very, easily. So Monkey is an okay target here. Now, you go for the... Yeah, see, this is fine. Mercy is not the optimal target, but again, who else are you going to go for, right? So, and you guys win this team fight. Now, let's talk about why you won this team fight. So, one, you didn't make the mistake you made first fight where you went for the Monkey. You actually zoned the backline. So you zone the backline. Monkey gets no support. He can't do as much, right? He now has to play more passively. So first of all, you zone the backline. But second of all, you actually had your team to follow up with you. You didn't dive... Even when you went way over here, right? Your team was still in range to actually follow up. That's why you won the team fight. So that was really good. That was really good.
What a shame.
Did you miss some punches? Yeah, but that's okay. Yeah, and this isn't good, right? This is not good. This is not a good picture. As soon as you punched into that little doorway right here, you're dead. You just shouldn't be there, right? Your team, you need to be aware of where your team is. You're essentially taking a 1v3, right? You're going to die. You're going to die. You shouldn't be there. That's just that simple. As soon as you punch through this door, you're dead.
Shame.
I don't mind you playing here. First of all, Slam needs to hit. Okay. Did it hit? I don't think it did.
What a shame.
Yeah, Slam needs to hit, but that's okay. Second of all, I don't mind you playing here because you back up, right? Now this is fine because if you look at your team, right, they can still at least you're still able to be helped. Yeah? If we look at our Ana, right? But as soon as we punch the door, you're dead. Now you can't be helped. Boom, dead. Right, that's just a silly mistake. You need to be aware of where your team is. It's that simple. Okay. Now you're already down 1. Right, we shouldn't take a fight. Down 2. Just get out. Yeah, and that's the right call right there. Right? You don't want to be fighting when you're down 2. Just get out. Just get out and regroup. You gotta be careful, right? Because you're still down, right? Look at them. Look at them. They're not even left spawn yet. So you gotta be careful here. I don't mind you soft engaging, but you have to be really careful when you do it. Because you're lucky enough that they have no CC, right? They don't have anyone to stun you. But if they had an Ana on their team and you did this little soft engage and you got slept, you're dead. Okay? So I don't love it. It's okay, but I don't love it. I don't love it. I don't love these little soft engages. You need to have your team with you.
Ready for a knockout?
Right? Imagine the Kiriko is Ana. You get slept, you're dead. You see what I'm saying? I mean, maybe you get pulled from Life Wave or whatever, but things you need to think about. Okay. Now, first of all, let's make sure your team's with you. Right, we're kind of checking off the list. Your team's not with you, so should we engage? This one's a little tricky because your Reaper is already engaged, so it's probably... It's tricky, right? You kind of want to play with the majority of your team. You could just let your Reaper feed and then just reset for next fight, or you can go in and try and win it. This is a tricky situation. I wouldn't engage. Your Reaper just feed, right? He just feeds. But let's talk even more. Let's talk about a little bit more of a deeper subject about Doomfist, right? How do I put this? Right, your job as a tank is to take space, and every tank is going to do it a little differently. And the bonus about mobility, about Doomfist and his mobility, is that if he wants to just get up to high ground, he can, right? So if we look, who do we want to How do I put this? Okay, let's just start here. What is our target? What's the best target we can go for, right? Monkey, not really. Sojourn Kiriko, maybe. Mercy, no. Okay, what about this Cass up here, right? These three, so Cass, Sojourn, Kiriko are all good targets, but Cass is the best target, and here's why. This Cassidy, if he's allowed to play up here, he will kill your team. Your team is absolutely dead if he plays up here, because this high ground is very, very impactful. Now, if you were to slam up here and push him off, and he's now forced to drop, now he's forced to play here, right? Or take an angle here, which is a lot worse, right? It's a lot worse of an angle than this one. He has a lot more sight lines, he can shoot a lot more. And so if we don't get this cast off, your team dies. So let's see what happens. So we go after Kiriko, which is not a bad target, but it's not the best. And let's watch the kill feed. See what just happens? This cast, because he's allowed to play up here, kills Lifeweaver. And that cannot happen. That cannot happen. So you want to be controlling these key areas. If you know that they have Cassidy Sojourn, you know that they're gonna want to play this high ground. Now, like this Sojourn, she's down here, but she should be up here, right? You see what I'm saying? You need to be controlling this space. But even more simpler than that, we shouldn't be going in because our team's not with us. It's that simple. This is most probably a lost fight. Yeah. And if we look what happened. So your junk kills the Cassidy on high ground, which is really good because now you guys can control it. And this tire is massive. It's massive, right? It's massive because this is such an important place to control, and you didn't control it, so junk did. But junk shouldn't have to be, right? It should just be controlled by you. That's what you're good at. If you're up there and Cass is up here and he sees a Doomfist on him, he's gonna lose the 1v1. So he either runs away or just dies, right? Play to your strength. You can take this. You need to control this. You need to control this. So, and you win it because of a big tire, right? Honestly. Junk carried. That's just, it is what it is. Okay, now, we want to be rolling out this high ground, right? For two reasons. One, because Cass and Sojourn are going to want to play up here, and so you can deny it. You standing up here, now they can't play it, right? But two, being up here, you have a lot better opportunities yourself to actually get to the backline. You can access the backline so much easier than you could if you just played down here. So it's twofold. One, you want to be up here because Sojourn and Cass want to be up here, and you don't want them to be up here because they will kill your team. And two, you want to be up here because you can get to the backline easier, right? And then let's make sure, let's just double check. Is our team with us? Yes, they are. So it's okay to engage here. All right, Monkey's in. What do we do? What do we do in the matchup, right? What do we do against Monkey? We dive the backline. We dive the backline. We need to isolate the backline, okay? If this backline's isolated, Monkey dies. See what happens. We drop the high ground. And look what happens, right? They shouldn't be allowed to get this kill. Now, should your Reaper be there? Okay, we can make an argument for that. But we can't control what our Reaper does. We can control what we do. We dive this backline. Kiriko's no longer looking for that headshot. She's like, oh crap, there's a Doomfist in my face. And then on top of that, these three people right here, now no longer have space to move forward because you are there saying no. Do you see what I'm saying? And on top of it, diving here, you're not so deep that you can't be supported, right? So even if you just zone them and say, nah, you're not allowed to play there. You see what I'm saying? But instead we drop down and Reaper dies from Kiriko headshots. We miss our punch. Not good. At least we hit the slam. But now we're going for Monkey, and Monkey's not the target, right? Monkey's not the target. And we're backing, right? We keep backing, but watch what happens when we back. I'm going to give us an overhead view. Watch what happens when we back. The back line is playing back here, right? Because, hey, there's a Doomfist. I can't really play anywhere. I can't really go anywhere, right? You're stopping them from pushing forward. But as soon as you back, look what happens. They just take all this space. Everything, you just give them all this space to move forward, to take better angles. Where if you were playing here, instead of screwing around with the monkey, right? If you were playing here, zoning them out, there's no way that they can push forward. They cannot take an angle on your backline. They cannot take an angle on junk. And watch what happens. Watch our junk. We back up. Watch the cast. Right? Cast Sojourn now have much better angles here than they did right here. Okay? And because they have a better angle, see what happens? And you gave up that space because you tunnel visioned on the monkey. Right? We need to be holding these spaces. You need to be zoning the backline when you're playing against a dive tank like this. Like, there's going to be opportunities where you can kill the monkey, but it's not very. It's like few and far between, right? Monkey needs to be playing hella aggressive for you actually to punish him.
What was your plan?
But and like we're picking good targets. I'm glad we're going after Kiriko, but the fight's over. It's already over. It's over. Lifeweaver's dead. Junkrat died. It's over. Reaper died. It's over. Right. So it's just you die. It is what it is. Okay. Now, let's talk about this one. This fight.
We need to take back the
So
lead.
now, actually, let's do a recap real quick just to make sure we're on the same terms. Okay. The two things that we talked about is timing. We talked about is our team with us? Because I haven't seen you like dive majorly out of sight of your team. But are you diving when your team is with you? Not really, right? There's been a couple fights where you haven't dived with them. It's not that you're diving out of LOS of your supports or anything like that, but it's more that you're not taking a 5 versus 5. You've been taking these fights that aren't 5 versus 5. In fact, we're about to see it. Okay, so that's number one thing that we need to make sure we have 5 with us when we go in. Okay, obviously that's situational, but for the most part. Second, we tunnel visioned on the monkey when we should be zoning the backline. Okay, when you're going, this is a matchup that you need to know. Right, you're going to go against Doomfist, you're going to go against Monkey, you're going to go against Diva. Any sort of dive tank, we're zoning the backline. Certain tanks you can kill, you can get away with, but for the most part, zone the backline. Okay, so let's look at this team fight. Right, now who do we want to go after, right? We definitely want to go after Cass, and we end up going after Cass, which is a good call. But the problem with it is, where's our Bastion? Where's our Lifeweaver? See what I'm saying? Our Ana isn't quite with us either. Now, let's see what happens. We're down 1 already. Okay.
Seismic slam.
Now we go after the Cass, which is good. Cass can't play up here, otherwise he'll get a lot of value, correct? Right? So this is a good call. And we get low. So I think what we decided to do was back up. But unfortunately, we get nanoed. Now, this is a good nano because, like, we need the advantage, right? We need to win this team fight. The problem is we're just engaging. Look, our Bastion isn't even with us yet. He's still walking back, and we're in the middle of a fight. Right? So we're just taking a 2v5? Not good.
Ready for a knockout?
And we get a pick, which is good. Okay, you can't argue with that. But the fight's over. Fight's over. You see what I'm saying? It's over. Now Kiriko probably should have died. Obviously she's getting pocketed, but a little bit of better mechanics. I'm not going to worry too much about your mechanics. They'll get better over time. But if it is something that like you were constantly seeing that you're missing a ton of punches or you're missing out on a bunch of kills, then it is something you need to consider. Yeah, I mean, like we're getting kills, but the team fight's already over. Because we started it at 2v5. Now, we already know that we're down. We should be out. We should be getting out, right? Like, again, we're getting a kill, which is great, but the kill doesn't matter because the team fight's already over. So this is like the third time that I've seen a team fight. I think it's the third time, if I'm counting correctly, a team fight that we should not be taking. Now, luckily for us, we get out, right? And we're about to see it again. Now, this I don't think is your fault. Okay, Bastion, right? He gets jumped by Monkey and he dies. It is what it is, right? Not your fault. You try to go help him, that's fine. But as soon as he dies, like the fight's over. The fight's over. It's either you find a pick in the next couple of seconds to trade. This is the only way that you win this, right? Instead of focusing Monkey, you go backline, you find a pick. That's it. As soon as you're down one, you have to play fast. You have to get in there. You have to make a trade. But what do? We look at Monkey, we look at Monkey, we look at Monkey, we look at Monkey. You see what I'm saying? And then as we're looking at Monkey, the same thing that is happening from the first fight. We're back here, and they are getting free space. They're just getting better and better angles. Watch them walk up. Watch this. As soon as we go after Monkey, watch them. Do you see what I'm saying? Look how much free space they're getting. They're getting better angles. They're getting better positioning. Do you see what I'm saying? So we're giving up free space. Now, I know what happens. We go after Monkey, right? This is the only time that I would say that going after Monkey is okay. In this exact situation. Now, I don't think you should have gone after him at all in the first place. But in this exact situation, he's isolated. Look at his aggression compared to the team. Right? Now it's okay. So if you saw Monkey in here, then you can go after him. But it's already over because, right, we're just going after him when we shouldn't. Now, luckily for you, we get a kill. Good job. Good mechanics, right? That's a good kill. Kiriko shouldn't have TP'd. You punished it. That's really good. But let's look at the picture. Do we think that this dive is going to work? I don't think it will. Now, obviously, I know. I've seen this. But even if I hadn't seen this, I could look at this picture and I could say, this isn't going to work. Right? Because essentially, we're taking another 4v... It's a 4v4, which is a little bit more understandable. But we're going in... This is now a time where we're going in when we shouldn't be. Right? We go in, and we just get blown up. Right? Because our team isn't even there with us. Let's watch it from Moira's perspective. This is always a good little test. Let's watch it. Moira's like, okay, we got to kill. Oh, good. And then Doom's in. Oh, crap. Oh, he's getting low. Oh, he's getting really low. See what I'm saying? Like, no fault. There's no support for your team there. So, you definitely just dived out of your LOS of your supports. But on top of that, let's look at the cooldowns. Let's look at your cooldowns. When you go engage with your fist, what's your one cooldown to get you out? This little slam over here. We have 5 seconds till slam. See if we even get it. Nah, right? We died before we even got it back. So if you waited just literally a second, just 1 second to go in, right? First of all, the punch should hit on the cast. It doesn't, but that's okay. It should hit, but it doesn't. Whatever. But second of all, we're going in when we don't have our escape cooldown. So if we are gonna dive pretty deep without the supports, then yeah, we need to have an escape cooldown. So we'll just go next, right? So, but even besides everything I just said, the more important thing is the fact that we didn't take a fight, or we took a fight that was a 4v5. Our Bastion died right away. We shouldn't have taken it. And if we do take the fight, we need to trade fast. This is more of a tricky situation. The other problem that we're seeing once again is that we're tunneling on Monkey. Right? When we're going against a Monkey, we zone backline. Okay. Now let's see what happens. Okay. So we're down 2. Should we take the fight? Nope. We're engaging way too hard when we're already down. We're just dead. Yeah, it's that simple, right? Don't go in.
This is your warning.
Okay, let's look. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we can have a team fight. This is the first team fight we've had in several team fights. So, yeah. Now, I'm not saying it was necessarily your fault exactly because some of your DPS were feeding, but if you see them feed, you either go in and trade, or you just back out and wait, right? I mean, that you can control what you do. You can't control them.
Break the earth.
Okay. And what do we think about these targets? Are they good targets? I think so.
Meteor strike.
You got to be careful here because, right? Like you could easily die here, because there's no support. There's no follow up for you. But I think you end up getting out. Yeah, you do end up getting out, which is good. But that is something to consider. You got to be careful because you could have easily died. Now look at that. You take a team fight with all 5 and you actually win because you're pretty good at Doomfist. You know what you're doing. You're in Diamond for a reason. Your target priority is not too bad. Obviously, this VOD has been, you've kind of tunneled on Monkey quite a bit, but for the most part, when you actually pick good targets, you're doing well. Like Monkey right now is a good target, right? Who else are you gonna target? What? Kiriko's not even there. Did she TP? Yeah, okay. But when you hit him, right, you didn't know of anyone else, so you just went after Monkey, right? So like, that's okay at that moment. Now Monkey's really aggressive, so probably still an okay target because he's so aggressive that we could probably get a pick on him, right? We end up not getting it. Any primals. Now, as soon as we see him primal, are we gonna kill a Monkey? No. So what do? And it's funny, like the first half of the game, we've seen some simple mistakes, and as soon as you fix those mistakes, watch what happens, right? We can't go after Monkey. Sojourn dies because of you, right? Obviously Moira helps, but Sojourn dies because you chose the right target, right? Here we don't want to go on Monkey. I think we do end up getting him killed, which is good. Ideally though, we want to go after Soldier there, but that's okay. Like we're just kind of cleaning up, right? So we get a kill again. We get a kill again, right? So like that's really good because what you're doing, the reason that this team fight was successful is because one, you had 5 teams, like you had 4 teammates with you. Okay, you had a full team fight. Okay, and you picked the right targets, and you didn't dive so far out that you couldn't get supported yourself, right? Like if there was someone playing over here while the rest of the team is playing right here, now like maybe you could dive this person because they're isolated, but there's no follow up for your team, so it's probably a better decision to dive someone here. You see what I'm saying? You didn't dive out of LOS like way over here where you can't get healed and there's no follow up from your team. So like that was pretty good, and it actually worked out because of it.
This is our last chance. Stay with the robot.
Right, and like Sojourn, right, she's feeding. Look at her. Look at her aggression compared to the rest of the team. Right, we can be killing her. And we do, and she just feeds more. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Easy. Now they switch to Orisa, so now we just gotta avoid the Orisa, because Orisa will mess up your day if you try to go head on, or toe to toe with her. Right, Kiriko's a good target, and we have ult, so I don't mind you using all of your cooldowns. Yeah, like, this is good. Like, you haven't, like, Kiriko was a good target, but also you dove here where your team could still see you. So it wasn't like you were diving, you know, way around the corner, because if you did, you'd probably be dead. So you're actually playing with a team. And then Orisa is just now isolated. She has no backup, so she dies. That simple.
Almost there. We must take the lead.
Yeah, like that punch should hit. I mean, again, it's okay that it doesn't, but it should hit. Yeah, we should just go after the soldier. It's a good thing Moira wins, but if she doesn't, that's not good, right? Because then you're down your main heals, right? The main source of healing for your team, you're down. So, I mean, it works out, but it could have gone badly. All right, good targets. That's good. That's good. Once again, good targets. Yeah, and now it's just clean up. You guys win. Okay, so after watching this several times, I wanted to make sure I give you actual good information so that you can actually take it in. The biggest mistakes that I've seen is definitely, at least for this VOD, I don't know. I only have so much information, but at least for this replay code you sent me, there was multiple fights that we should not have taken because we were not with our team. You have to remember that you have some of the best mobility in the game, and I'm sorry for that, Discord. You have some of the best mobility in the game, okay? And sometimes that means you're faster than a lot of your teammates. So you're going to get back a lot faster than they will. So you need to make sure that you're turning around and you're saying, where's my team? And where do they want to play? And staying within that, okay? And then 2, your target priority. We worked on it to get you to climb here, but it still needs a little bit of work, right? If this is a good representation of your playstyle in general, right, we should not be targeting monkey like we were, okay? Now, maybe it's a matchup knowledge. Maybe you just need to know how to play against a dive comp. And if you don't, like I've explained, the best way to play against the dive tank is just to dive the enemy backline yourself. They dive in, you dive in. Now, it depends, obviously, because sometimes the enemy dive tank is going to play really aggressive. Then you can punish him, right? It really depends, but you got to be careful. So I think the things that we need to work on is definitely make sure you're taking team fights with all 5 people. And then second of all, make sure your target priority is really good, okay? It's not just go after the squishies, though. It's typically go after who's playing the most aggressively. Like, let's go back real quick to that Cassidy that was on high ground that killed our team. I think it was, yeah. Or that killed our Lifeweaver. Aggression is not just who's playing the most forward, okay? Aggression is also who is the most threatening to our team. This high ground is a space that you want to control, so get it, right? You need to control it. That's part of target priority. It's not just go after squishies, right? So I think we need to work on making sure we're with our team, making sure that our target priority is better. I hope this does help. Like I said, I am not the best tank player myself. But yeah, I hope this helped. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a comment, okay? If you have any advice for him, it would be really, really greatly appreciated. Yeah, just let him know in the comments what he could be improving on. Make sure it's positive. Make sure it's, constructive feedback. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good day.